Okay, I'm going to be talking, I've already gotten lots of questions at work, and I got to go explain stuff to people. Like I said, once I get about to 20 and I've got to do explanations, I figure there's a whole bunch more people that want to know the answer. So NASA just came out, and it was an effort to get more funding with a big announcement that they discovered all these exoplanet solar systems. So I'm going to talk to you about the scale of size, and I'm going to use NASA numbers, which I don't necessarily believe, but we're going to use NASA numbers. So this is going to be my benchmark for the measurement. So this is a Kaiser Wilhelm coin from World War I, and it's going to represent, on this scale, it's going to represent the Earth. So the Earth is approximately 110, you can fit 110 of those into the sun. So that would be, almost 2 of these park benches. And then if it was if you wanted to push it back from the sun would be, there's a set of bleachers here. That's about where the sun would be. Right around there. Now we're going to start talking about interplanetary scales. That's just in the solar system. Now we're going to talk interplanetary scale. So the size of the sun is now the size of the Kaiser Wilhelm coin. Now I'm in Raymond Rimkus Park in Leon Valley, which is basically surrounded by San Antonio. The nearest star would be Proxima Centauri in the Alpha Centauri star system. There's a little bit of confusion about that. They think Alpha Centauri is a star. There's actually 4 stars in the Alpha Centauri, and the closest one to us is called Proxima Centauri. That's a little over 4 light years away. At this scale, Proxima Centauri would be around 72 miles from here. That would be, so let's just say San Antonio instead of Leon Valley, because if you're not from around here, you won't know, but just say from San Antonio to just north of Buda, Texas, if you go up I-35 going to Austin, that would be where the first star is from the solar system, as NASA says it is. Now, if you look at their list of stars that have exoplanets, they came out with an enormous list of them, and this list has a bunch of planets on it. There's some that just get ridiculous in what they say. I'm going to bring up the list. I don't know if you can see it here. I'm trying to get the sun. Their sun's going down here. So the first one on here is Proxima Centauri, and then they've got one approximately here is 10 times as far away. There's one even further than that that goes on almost an order of magnitude bigger than that, but we're just going to stop here. So that star, they claim, is 10 times as far away as Proxima Centauri, so 720 miles away from here. At this scale, this is the sun. So that star where they're claiming they can find exoplanets around it would be in Pensacola, Florida from San Antonio. So you can believe their fairy tales if you want. Now they're claiming they're using the Kepler to find the orbits of these exoplanets and the parallax, and that's all well and good, but the Kepler has only been in orbit for a little over 5 years. And just to give you an example, the orbit of Jupiter is 11.5 years. Now they're going to dazzle you with some numbers. Well, we have these brown dwarfs that are really close to the star, and they're not orbiting that far, but they're also claiming that their solar system's pretty much exactly like ours. And now there's dozens of them, they claim, that are set up. Now, if you remember the numbers that NASA uses in describing the orbits in the solar system, they basically double for every planet you go out. So our orbit is 1 solar year. Jupiter is 11.5. Well, how can they, and then Saturn's even further than that. So they're claiming all these, that they've got these things for sure, and yet there's the Kepler hasn't been in orbit long enough for it to even complete one orbit around their supposed star. So it's just a grab for money. Remember, most everything from NASA is a lie. I also want to check out, I'm going to give you a little bit of a homework assignment, Olber's paradox. Just check out Olber's paradox, Olbers. He was an astronomer that proposed the question about the static universe, and just check that out. And like I said, I'm just using NASA's numbers. I don't even believe them. And I gotta thank security here. I got Mr. Spock. He's been keeping crazy people away from me. Anyway, check it out. Thanks. I'm out.